Hey all, my name is Kurt and I'm here with Trenton. Welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar. And today's a show that I really don't know much about. I've got to be honest. I really don't know a whole lot about this topic.
Well, you usually do your research. So I came down here and I was like, what you got on your list? And you were like, I don't know. Kind of threw me for a loop because I thought you'd have been researching for a couple weeks, putting a lot of thought into it. And
I
don't want to say you let me down. I'm just disappointed.
I know, and I feel bad too. I feel like worthless today. It's just, we're going to talk about bourbons that we're looking for, hunting. And that's Trenton's territory. It's just not my territory. I'm the guy that goes in and grabs a couple things we need off the shelf.
I wouldn't say it's my territory, but I'm into like the releases and all that kind of stuff.
I'm glad you are, because it helps me out because I'm really not that guy.
Well, yeah, we're like two sides of the spectrum, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I got a few things that I look forward to each year, but I really know zero about new things that might be coming out, and like you do. I mean, you're on top of it for the most part.
I know
a lot of those things.
I know a couple things that are coming out. I'll just say that. Yeah. And usually I don't prep at all.
I know.
And to be fair, I came down here not even prepped. I had so much written down that I didn't count like the bottles in my head because we were gonna do 5.
Yeah.
And then it turned into like this whole notepad of stuff, and I don't usually write stuff down at all.
You don't.
So.
You don't.
We're not even gonna like say how many. We're just kind of gonna talk about it because there's over 10.
That's all.
There's over 10.
We're just gonna discuss it, and I'll start first because mine's short and sweet for the most part.
Would you want to like go back and forth?
We can.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
If that suits you better, that's fine. I think first, Trenton, for me, everybody knows I love wild turkey. I'm a wild.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I'm a wild turkey kind of guy.
Well,
so each year, they come out with the Master's Keep, and fortunately, and mostly because of you, I've got, I think, all of them, if I'm not mistaken.
There's one that's called like 1871 or something that was, I guess, an Australian only release. I did try and find it. I did not have any luck.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
I heard it wasn't that good, though.
Well, of course I'm going to be looking for that when that comes out. However, I'm going to put a little asterisk by it. In preparation, right before the camera started, Trenton told me this year's Master's Keep release is going to be a rum finish.
I can't remember what it's called. Hold on. My phone's... I'm not going to... I'll put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'm a little concerned. I still want it. Because I have a bunch of them. I want it. It's part of the collection. But as I think I mentioned before, rum finish is usually not one of my favorites. So I'm really going to be curious to see on this wild turkey rum finish Master's Keep how it's going to, what it's going to be like. I still want it.
I feel like Eddie wouldn't put it out if it wasn't good.
I got to trust in Eddie.
I hope.
I got to trust in Eddie.
Well, so you kind of started off with one that you're not so sure about. I'll do the same.
Okay.
Daniel Weller. It's a new Weller product in their Weller lineup, and I'm a big weeded bourbon fan. So this kind of piqued my interest. Not often do they come out with new Weller stuff. It's always like WLW's kind of like the king of all that stuff.
Okay.
But this is a I read the history, I forgot it, went right over my head, and I was just focusing on the specifics. It's a 12-year 94 proof, which is interesting because like Weller 12 is 90 proof, so you're adding four proof points. Mm-hmm. It's $500 MSRP.
Wow, no wonder why I don't know anything about it.
So it's $500 MSRP, probably some store markup if I had to assume, for 4 extra proof points for what I'm assuming is probably Weller 12.
Daniel Weller.
Yeah.
Interesting. Knew nothing about it.
There's some rich history behind it. It's like it's part of their experimental series, kind of how they did the Single Oak project, and like they have like a peated bourbon in their experimental thing. Yeah.
Wow.
But this will be interesting. That's a hefty price tag. I don't know if I would.
Man, I'm not gonna line up.
Don't get me wrong. I want it, but it depends on the day. If I'm walking in and I don't have a lot of change floating around in my pocket, I might have to pass up on it. But if I see it and I can, just out of sheer curiosity, I might.
You know what? Let me tell you about another one that it's going to run me about $150, and that's the Four Roses limited edition.
Oh, you love those.
I love those. It's usually right up my alley. I know it's not really quite on Trenton's palate, the Four Roses in general, but man, I'm all about the Four Roses limited edition. And I'm just hoping that Harry can snag another bottle for me this year because he got me last year's. So.
Well, is this year's the 135th anniversary?
Oh, I don't know.
It might be. I can't remember.
I don't know.
If I can, I'll put the labels up on the TTV.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Labels up on the screen so you guys kind of know what you're looking for.
If you're all, I will definitely be looking for that. That's for sure.
I had a feeling that would have been on your list.
Without question, it'll be on my list.
What? Bookers. I always look out for the Bookers. I've heard that the one that just came out, Charlie's batch, was like incredible.
Really? I haven't had it.
I bought it, and I just can't find it. And it's a bummer because I've heard.
You usually bring it down. I'm surprised, to at least try it. Or
I lost it. I don't know if it fell off the truck onto the highway or something on the way home or what, but it's gone, which is a bummer because I've heard good things about it.
Really? Well, that's a shame.
The one that's coming out next is like the Apprentices batch. Okay. I'm not sure about the last release of the year, but they usually do 4. Like the 4th one last year is the Pinkies. I thought they just did 3.
Okay.
So they had an extra one.
All right.
So we'll see. Booker's is usually a hit or miss.
Yeah.
But I always want them to be good.
And that price point's getting to where you really don't like it when it's a miss.
Yeah.
When it's a hit, okay.
We tried the Lumberyard batch when we went to do... we just did a tour at Jim Beam.
Yeah, not that long ago.
And we're glad we got a pour of it because it wasn't something that we were going to buy otherwise.
No, I wouldn't have, no. But then going back, the Bardstown batch, remember that one? I thought that was delicious.
Yeah. So I'm going to be interested to kind of see what Booker's has going on. I'm hoping that it's going to be good.
Sure.
But we'll see.
All right. Well, here's one for sure that's right up my alley. Okay. Sometime this year, and I don't know when. I can't identify an exact time when it might be coming out, but it's supposed to be this year. Maker's Mark is supposed to come out with an 11 and 12 year age-stated blend of bourbon that they're supposed to come out with sometime this year.
Oh, to replace the wood finishing.
Yeah, to replace the wood finishing thing, and I'm really looking forward to that. That is intriguing to me. A little bit higher age, 11 and 12 year Maker's Mark.
Yeah,
sounds good to me.
Do you know the proof on that?
No clue, but I'm gonna line up.
I didn't write it down.
You didn't.
I know you'd probably put a tent out and camp out in a parking lot somewhere, and you'd probably do that for that. Huge Maker's Mark fan.
I doubt it. I doubt I'd go that far. I might get up pretty early for it, but I don't know if I'd camp out.
If you don't camp out, I'll camp out for you.
I'm sure you would.
Remus Repeal 7. I really want it to make a comeback because 5 was it was 5, right?
Yes.
5 was
delicious.
5 was so good.
Amazing.
And then 6 was just, because 5 was so good, 6 was kind of a disappointment. It might not have been fair to compare the two directly.
Yeah, but I will say this. I had a few of the first 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did?
And I don't remember which one. I mean, I didn't have all of them, but I had at least 2 of them.
Okay.
And I just went ahead and passed on 5 because I wasn't super impressed with the first couple that I had.
You didn't get 5?
And so I didn't get 5, and we didn't review it. We didn't even talk about it. And the only reason I knew anything about 5 was from the good folks that watch our videos, because when we were doing best ofs and this and that, people were saying, "You're an idiot. Where's 5? Where's Remus Repeal 5? Where's Remus Repeal 5?" And I got thinking, I don't know. Is it that good? So then I finally got one, but it was months later. Might even been the next year that I finally got one, and it is delicious. So I'm with you. I'm really hoping 7 makes a big rebound. I really am.
All right, well,
that's fantastic.
I'll try and find it. We'll see.
Let's hope so.
I have one more bourbon. It's kind of a couple different ones, and then I have 5 ryes.
Oh my goodness!
It's like the year of the ryes, and
he writes so small. I can't even, without my glasses, I can't even see what he has.
It's like the year of the ryes, and I'm thrilled because a lot of these are like kind of higher profile ones. The bourbons, though, Hardin's Creek is coming out with Boston, Clermont, and Frankfurt batches, and it's a 17-year-old Jim Beam product.
Oh wow!
I don't know the availability from a state perspective.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, because Knob Creek 18 was pretty solid.
Yeah.
Hardin's Creek 15 was pretty solid.
Yes, it was.
So it'll be interesting to see kind of what they have going on.
Yeah, I thought the Hardin's 15 was almost savory to a point.
I haven't had it in a while.
Oh,
I got it
really
when I gave it to you, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just nice. I'm a nice guy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That ought to be pretty neat. You don't know any price points, do you?
I don't. I don't want to
sure.
speculate.
That's all right.
I saw the TTB filing for it. Joe Allman was talking about it, and that's how I found out about it.
No problem.
So that was kind of interesting.
Okay.
Speaking of Jim Beam,
All right.
do you have any more?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't. Just go on with your bad self.
Bad self?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jim Beam, they have a Knob Creek 7-year 100 proof rye coming out.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know if this is a shelf stable product. I'm hoping it is.
Okay.
Because I've had pics of the Knob Creek. I've had the regular Knob Creek rye, and I thought it was pretty decent. Thought it was a little bit thin, if I remember correctly. Thought it could have used a little bit more time in the barrel. So I think this will be really interesting. And it's supposed to be like $30-$40.
Hey, I'll line up for that for sure.
I love a good release that's cheap.
So do I.
Like this one.
Yes.
Cheap, be
Price
like
efficient.
in relative terms compared to the other stuff. Cheap.
Price
$40
Yes.
for some folks still might be a lot to spend on a bottle.
True, but it's efficiently priced.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about Sagamore for the last couple weeks quite a bit.
Yes.
You had the port finish in yours. I had the sherry finish in mine. I can't remember what video was that.
That was our finished Whiskies video.
I've seen that they have a maple finish. I don't know if that's already been released or not. I did reach out to Sagamore to try and obtain one. I have not heard back.
Of course.
107 proof, similar to how their other stuff is around 107 proof. I believe I did a quick glance at the blurb or whatever they wrote for it. I think it said it was like finished for 2 months. So that piques my interest because Sagamore's finishing process is so good already.
It's very good, and somebody had to be tasting that weekly.
Yeah.
Especially to be only a 2-month finish.
Yeah. So I saw 2 month and I was like, oh, that might not be a lot. I trust the folks over there. They do a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
And if they can do stuff with like cognac, and they did that Old Manhattan finish.
Well, they got a tequila finish up there. I know it's not your bag, but it's really, really good.
Old Overholt, 10-year rye, cask strength.
Oh, wow.
I don't know
really?
But get this.
Okay.
80 proof.
No, come on now. Really?
Yeah.
Cask strength.
80 proof. Yeah. I looked at the label on the what is it, TTB? Yeah, TTB. And I saw the label for the cola filing, and it says 80 proof on there, and it's a 10-year.
Wow.
So I like regular Old Overholt rye.
Sure.
They're bottled and bond.
Absolutely.
Solid. And then they're 114 or 114.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the, what is that, Old Granddad of rye. Old Granddad 114, Old Overholt 114. It's a
good analogy.
Really good stuff, especially for like 20 some bucks.
Yeah.
Again, don't know the price, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Jack Daniel's has been killing it with the ryes.
They have.
That Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye that you had, incredible, almost rivaled the special release that came out a couple years ago.
Not quite.
Almost. They have a twice barreled rye coming out. That's their special release this year. It's like the Coy Hill and the American Single Malt. It's that.
Now I heard, and not through, exact sources, but I heard it might be fairly expensive.
Really?
Is that true or not?
I would imagine that it would be around the same price as the single barrel proof rye that came out in 2019.
I would hope so, but I was hearing in the several hundred of dollars.
I'd be surprised only because
I don't know that. I mean, I didn't hear that from.
Okay. I'd be surprised if it is. That's kind of a bummer. I mean, I'd probably still be a buyer for it, but
not me. I don't know. Yeah, I just heard another whiskey tuber that I really enjoy. That he mentioned it.
Oh.
And I would assume he knows what he's talking about. It's like $350 he quoted.
Oof. But if it's $350, I'm not a buyer. I'm hoping it's not. I hope it's.
Don't take that to be gospel truth. It's just what I heard.
Okay.
Hope not.
Yeah, I'm hoping not to. If it's that much, I'm probably not a buyer.
Right.
But
okay.
Last but not least, Parker's Heritage. They had an 8-year heavy char rye that came out 2018, something like that. And I don't even think I was old enough to buy alcohol at that point.
Yeah.
So I missed it.
Yeah.
I didn't have a fake ID or anything. I missed it. And we were in Arizona at, was it Cask 53 or something?
Yes.
And I've never had it. I tried it like a little pour, but it was a pretty good price. Delicious.
Yeah.
But it was that heavy char. So this year, for their special release, last year was that double barrel blend.
Right.
133-ish proof.
Right.
This year, it's a 10-year-old rye at 125 proof. These are usually in like the mid 100s price point. I think like 139, 149 was a double barrel blend.
All right.
But ryes are usually a tad more expensive. So it wouldn't surprise me if it was like 179 or something like that.
Okay.
But I have the wheat whiskey, the the 10-year wheat, I think, and the barrel blend from Parker's, and I love it. I think they're all really good. Kent has that heavy char 8-year rye.
Yes, he does.
I snuck a little sip when I was over there one time.
It is pretty good.
It was really good.
Yes, it is.
So I'm hoping that kind of lives up to the previous releases of Parker's. Not an apples to apples comparison because it's a rye, but I'm going to be comparing it to that heavy char for sure. So we'll see.
I only have one other one, Trent, that I'm just super excited for, but I think it's next year, not this year. But Old Forester 1924.
Yeah.
Is that right? 1924. I think it's 2024 though that it might be coming out.
They announced.
I've been dreaming about that one.
Have you?
Yes. Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
It's a Whiskey Row series. I think it's a 10-year age stated.
I don't know if this is like a shelf stable thing. That it being that old from Old Forester, I'd have to assume it's kind of like President's Choice or something like that.
I would assume so too, but I really would like to give that a taste and get my hands on that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's this year. We'll see. I think it's next year, but that's all. I'm really been. Some folks sent me that in messaging and so forth. And I'm like, what?
Well, you better believe that I reached out to Old Forester to see if we could get a media sample.
Well, yeah.
They said that they're not available yet, and it's coming out next year. So they did confirm that it's next year.
Okay.
I think early next year, though.
All right.
I think it's early next year.
Well,
but they did announce it this year.
I just thought of it and throw it out there.
I got excited. So, just some things to keep a lookout for. If you have stuff that you're keeping an eye out for, please let us know in the comments. I'd be interested. I try and keep up with all the bourbon news and stuff as best as I can, but
he does.
Gets a little busy sometimes, so I can't always learn about the latest and greatest. So,
well, Trent and I say you did a great job here today. Thanks for taking over the show.
I prepared,
because this is truly not my bag. I mean, when it's not your bag, you just got to kind of, stand aside and let the expert handle the situation here, and you did.
That's why I let you talk about scotch.
There you have it, and that's what we do. All right, that's all we got for you today. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. We'll see you next time right down here with Trent and I in a good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.